Aloha YouTube, what's good everybody? It's the Canard Economy here. I'm about to post a video about fever dreams. Well, yeah, fever dreams, liminal spaces, and the backrooms aesthetic that I've seen visually in video games, movies, and TV shows. And I was thinking I was gonna post it yesterday, but time got ahead of me and I fell asleep. So I woke up around 5. But I went out the house this morning and I seen everything was so smoky. I was like, okay, I'm guessing somebody was just having a chimney issue. But then I looked on my phone and I realized that there was wildfires out, maybe Canada, I believe. So now everything is all smoky. I don't know if y'all can see it on camera. And I was gonna show it, but I can't really show my location like that on the internet because y'all like to be weird. And I understand it's fun, but I live with people, so I can't really fuck around. But yeah, and like I said, this is a perfect day for it because this is the perfect day to post a video of fever dreams, backrooms, and liminal space aesthetic because everything is so smoky and it looks weird out here. So I guess it was meant to be. So video coming soon later on today because I have to write it all down. It's probably about 50 things. Very, very good movies y'all should check out. TV shows and video games. Yo, what's good YouTube? The Canard Economy here. It's a beautiful, what's today, Friday? Happy Friday. This is a list on fever dream, backrooms, and liminal space vibes and aesthetics that you can watch on YouTube, streaming platforms, and pretty much the internet in general. I'm trying to sit up right now because my phone's on 20%, so I really I'm doing about a million things at once, because I'm an accelerationist. So, all right. And today, Canada had a wildfire, unfortunately, and now the air is all polluted, and so it's not hard to breathe, but you can smell it, you can taste it. It tastes like tea. It tastes like unsweetened tea. So I feel like recording out here for a historic video, since we're talking about fever dreams and liminal spaces and backrooms. I guess that the atmosphere and all that, this is the perfect time to say this. So, and my phone is on 20%, so I'm gonna hurry up and do what I can. It's a good little list. It's probably about 50 things, but it's worth it. So, y'all ready? These are TV shows, movies, and video games that will put you in a dreamy, paranormal, sleepy feeling, if you will. Like I said, a fever dream. It's an aesthetic. Y'all can search it up on YouTube. Y'all can search it up on Google to really get the pictures, because I want y'all to still do research, because that's the fun part. I'm just bringing it to light, because some of this stuff, you can't explain with just words. You have to see it for yourself, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. All this stuff is black pill. So, okay. So, like I said, it feels beautiful out here. It's Friday. What time is it? It's 10:35. It's not hot. It's beautiful. It's okay. So, number 1 is the movie Hoodwinked. This was on Cartoon Network a long time ago. You could probably still find it. It's a trippy movie. It's really good. All these are I recommend all these movies. I've seen them for myself. All of these are 5-star movies. If you go do the research yourself, you will not be disappointed. This is not a waste of time. I'm here to receive compensation, so I'm not gonna I was I'm not gonna BS y'all. I was gonna say the full word, but I don't want to be demonetized or whatever. So that movie is called Hoodwinked. Hoodwinked. The next one is a TV show, and it's called Mr. Meaty. That was on Nickelodeon. And like I said, you could Google all this stuff. You could do it one at a time. It's no rush. It's, you know, all these movies are trippy. Once you see them, it's gonna be like, whoa. I see what he mean by fever dream, backrooms, paranormal, liminal space aesthetic. But the shows are very, very good and funny, and just quality shows that they don't make anymore. Probably because it puts you in that type of aesthetic. Because TV is like a portal to another world, and that's their astral plane. Because they have, like, how we're living in a 3D space, and like physics and everything, we live in 3D. They live in 2D, so they're going sideways while we're going all around. You know what I mean? Even though I didn't go all the way around, but with 360, I'm in a chair. Okay, so Hoodwinked, Mr. Meaty, and that was on Nickelodeon. A lot of people know these shows, so they can vouch for them in the comments if you want. So Hoodwinked, that was Cartoon Network. Mr. Meaty is Nickelodeon. This one is called Disney's Enchanted. That was a movie where it was Disney characters, but they went to a portal and they ended up in New York City, in modern day New York City. And not New York City now, but like when it was jumping, I would say about 2005 to about 2012. So that movie's called Enchanted, Enchanted, and that was made by Disney. Like, that's a movie. It really puts you on a weird vibe. It's really cool. Another one is Sky High. I didn't put that on the list, but Sky High. It's a superhero movie when they was all in high school. I recommend that movie. The next one is The Little Gremlins. The next one is that's a horror movie, by the way. The Little Gremlins. I forgot when that movie was, but my sister, she was scared of that movie. That, as well as the movie It. Not the newest It, but the old one, like in the 90s and 80s, as well as The Little Gremlins in the 90s and 80s. So, we got Hoodwinked, Mr. Meaty, Disney's Enchanted, The Little Gremlins. How do you spell gremlin? Gremlin. Gremlin. The next one I said is It, and that's only the one from the 90s, the old one, where like you could tell it was like like a face paint and everything, not the animated CGI. So that's It. I forgot what year, but I would say about from the 60s to the 90s. The next one is the movie 2012, and that's when they showed the apocalypse of how the world would possibly end. But it's like all of it, all the natural disasters, the earthquakes, the floods, fires, pollution, etc., etc. That's the movie 2012. And they also had one when it was on this thing called Redbox. It was a movie platform that you walk up to and you could get for $1. It was on like street corners and everything, but I believe people kept robbing it and hacking it and all that good stuff. Not good stuff, but all that degenerate stuff. So they had the movie 11/11, but I don't vouch for that movie. I vouch for 2012. So, like I said, 2012. The next one is a kid show. It's called Hip Hop Harry, from the 2000s. It was pretty much the black version of Barney in Sesame Street. But even Barney and Sesame Street I would consider black, but that's like for everybody. Hip Hop Harry was pretty much for us, if you will. But it was like a different time. The aesthetic of the show is weird. But once again, it's a good show though. If you look at it, it puts you in a fever dream, liminal space. The next one is Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. That was on Cartoon Network too. That was a 2000s movie that they probably still show on, my phone is on 15%, that they probably still show on Christmas Day on Cartoon Network that you could check out. But if you look at it, it's such a trippy vibe. It's an excellent movie. So another Christmas movie is called Rudolph, and it's Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys. I forgot when that may be in the 80s or 90s. But my family, we used to look at that movie, and it's a weird vibe to it. It's a fever dream aesthetic. It's a good movie though. It's wholesome, very, very wholesome. As well as that song Silver and Gold. So that's Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys. The next one is a Cartoon Network exclusive again. That is called Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktacular. That was a 2000s Cartoon Network movie. I don't know if they still show that on Halloween, because the animation is so trippy. It's like some of these animations are so weird. That's what puts the fever dream to it, because some of these animations may make you sick for some people. Like, you know how they put those warnings, the seizure warning with the flashing lights and all that. Some of these things have that motion sickness and all that. That's probably why they stopped showing it. But it doesn't affect me. But you know, everybody's not the same. But like I said, it puts you in that fever dream vibe. So that's Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktacular. The next one is by, I forgot his name. It just came to my mind. Tim Burton. That's what it was. Tim Burton's The Corpse Bride. And I love that animation. So I think that was 2000s. So the next one is, I think, wait, The Corpse Bride, I don't know if that was the Halloween. I think that was Halloween and Christmas. So unless it was, you know, at the same time on Christmas. I don't know if it was two separate movies. Okay, so the next one was on YouTube. My friend showed me this from Virginia. We went over her friend's house. Well, we went over her house. She was a Filipino girl. They was sisters, and it was about 7 of us. We went over to her house in Virginia, and we looked at this YouTube video called Salad Fingers, and it was like a weird vibe and aesthetic, a fever dream. So we had a good time though. It was very, very fun. We was like in the deep part of Virginia. So love y'all so much, even though we don't hang out no more. So that's Salad Fingers. And the other YouTube one is called Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. They showed us these YouTube videos when we was like in high school and like first year of college, that we seen these, and we was all over our friend's house. And if y'all want to know if I want to add validity to the story, I'll say their first names. The Filipino sisters were from Virginia. Her name was Shekinah. The other one's name was Annika. I even have a hat that I wrote her name on it, Annika. It was a Thrasher hat, because that hat reminded me of her. So it was the Filipino sisters. My homie Rashid, that was his girlfriend, Shekinah. Rashid, who else was it? John and me. Yeah. So what was that? 6? It was Shekinah, Annika, Rashid, John, and me. 5 people. Okay, where was I at? Just like I said, I was just adding validity to the story to make sure y'all know I'm not lying, you know. And all the names are still protected. So y'all not gonna find these people. We're deep in Maryland and Virginia, DC. So, like I said, that was Salad Fingers. That was on YouTube. It still may be up. It was very, very creepy. Salad Fingers, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. That's the quote by quote. That's the name of it. And that had that same feel. That has the same visuals of Barney, Hip Hop Harry, Sesame Street, like that puppet but it's like dark puppet humor. That's what it is, like dark humor. So, where we at? 13 minutes. All right, I'm on 12%. All right. So what's that? What's that? Okay. So that was Salad Fingers, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. The next one is the Rugrats movie, specifically the Rugrats movie, but even the show too. But the movie puts me in that fever dream aesthetic. The Rugrats movie, 1998 specifically. That's when they was in the jungle and they had to survive on their own. It was such a vibe. It's so good. The Rugrats movie, quote, from 1998. Another 90s movie is called The Iron Giant. I love these animations that they had back in the day. I don't know how they found it. I don't know how they created it, but I would love to make a movie like that if I could. Well, at least direct one. So, The Iron Giant from 1999, before everything got trippy. But even back then it was trippy. It was actually more trippy back then. The Iron Giant, 1999. So, next one is quote unquote Robots, 2005. 2005 Robots. These flies keep coming. So 2005 Robots. That's when they had the whole robot city. It had that and the main character was the blue robot, and then he had that cool, funny side character. The red one in the mirror was like a ball robot. Excellent movie. Excellent movie. They don't make stuff like that no more. Robots, 2005. The next one is Tarzan, 1999. Specifically Tarzan, 1999. That animation. So, and speaking of animation of those 90s and 2000s, I put the 1928 through 1960 golden age of animation. That was like Looney Tunes and those cartoons. I don't know the name of them. I couldn't search it up. I don't have time. As you can see, like I said, my phone is on 11%. Phone is already time is already 15. So that's the 1928 through 1960 golden age of animation. For example, Looney Tunes and all that type of stuff. That type of feel. Like Elmer Fudd and all them people. Around that World War II time. So, age of animation. The golden age of animation. Tom and Jerry and all that. No, that's a little bit later, but still. So, the next one is Pinky and the Brain from 1995. Excellent TV show. I believe that was on Cartoon Network. I love that animation style. Pinky and the Brain, 1995. You could Google every single one of these. It'll pop up. And if you have streaming platforms and YouTube, you could check that out. They should be on there. Like all these were in my mind. They just popped up. And I just wrote them down. So, Pinky and the Brain, 1995. The next one is Animaniacs, quote unquote. And that's from 1993. That had that same vibe of Pinky and the Brain, Looney Tunes. I believe that's the Warner Brothers. Shout out them. Shout out that merger. Big Titans. And I believe those are on streaming platforms now. Animaniacs. 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 Specifically 1993. So this one is from Nickelodeon from the 2000s called Rocket Power. With Otto and all. It was like I believe that was the only Hawaiian cartoon that we got. Like, that was a real Hawaiian show. I like how they represented them in that show. It was very, very cool. And that surfer aesthetic, that surfer aesthetic culture. Rocket powered. And rollerblading, too. The next one is The Angry Beavers. That was on Nickelodeon, too. That animation style. I believe Osmosis Jones was a not Netflix, Nickelodeon movie, but I believe it was overall though, since Will Smith was in it. So that's Osmosis Jones. That's a scientific animated cartoon that I believe they should bring those back for the kids, just like Bill Nye the Science Guy. But specifically Osmosis Jones, that type of animation with Will Smith. I consider that a black movie. So Osmosis, I believe that's Osmosis, Osmosis. That's like bacteria and deep science. Osmosis Jones was the main character, being Will Smith. It was a whole movie about germs. Very, very cool movie. Very creative, innovative. I forgot that's the 2000s, either late 90s or 2000s, just like Nemo. So the next one is a Nickelodeon show. It's called Ah Real Monsters, and that's AHH Real Monsters. That's a 2000s show. Another Nickelodeon show from the 2000s is Cat Dog. Another 2000 show that was on Cartoon Network, that's Courage the Cowardly Dog. Another one is from Cartoon Network, Ed, Edd and Eddy. Another Nickelodeon show specifically from the 2000s is the old SpongeBob and its old animation. Like their old storylines and their old animation. And new SpongeBob is excellent too. My phone is on 7%, I got hurt yet. So new SpongeBob is good too, but to put you in a fever dream is old SpongeBob, all the way up to about 2013. Before that new animated, like, I love the grainy aspect. So that's old SpongeBob with the old animation. And speaking of old animations, Tom and Jerry, the old Tom and Jerry, Cartoon Network, Dexter's Laboratory, Netflix, BoJack the Horseman, the 2000s movie Spy Kids 1, the 2018 movie Ready Player One, the video game Watch Dogs 1. My phone is on. What is that? I could barely see it. It's so bright out here. And it's hot. Still smoky. I don't know if y'all can see me. But yeah, my phone died. I had to charge it up. So let me see. Testing. The Lord. Okay, so this is part 2 of the fever, dream, liminal space, and backroom aesthetic of video games, movies, and TV shows that y'all can watch. Like I said, they're available on YouTube and Google, and hopefully all streaming platforms. I don't have any subscriptions to any live streaming platforms right now, so you have to check for yourselves of these. So this is part 2. So I think we ended off at Watch Dogs 1, but I'm gonna go back 5. I'm gonna go back 5 spaces. So we're at old SpongeBob animations and old SpongeBob in general. The next one is Tom and Jerry, the old one, not the new one that came out on Cartoon Network a few years ago, but the one from the 90s to the 2000s. Is it recording? Okay. So that's Tom and Jerry from Cartoon Network. Another Cartoon Network one is Dexter's Laboratory. That was an all-black butterfly. That was very cool. So that's Dexter's Laboratory, the entire series. This one is on Netflix and probably all streaming platforms now. This is an excellent TV show that originated from Netflix. Is BoJack the Horseman, the whole series. The next one is Spy Kids 1 from the 2000s. This one is from 2018. Ready Player One, which is a movie. This is a video game, Watch Dogs 1. This movie came out in theaters, I believe, from AMC. And it's War Dogs. And that's with Jonah Hill and the homie from Whiplash. I can't remember his name. The drummer from Whiplash. It is so hot out here. Right. The next one is, I forgot when this came out, maybe 2016 or 2015. This is the one with ASAP Rocky in it. ASAP Rocky in it. It's called Dope. And the main character, he had like a high top fade. He was a black dude. So that movie's called Dope. Just strictly dope. The next one is White Boy Rick. That one came out in theaters. The next one is Pain and Gain. That was with Mark Wahlberg, The Rock, and the homie who is now, I guess we could call him the first black Captain America. I forgot his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah, all these excellent movies I recommend. 5 out of 5 stars. So, speaking of 5 out of 5 stars, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. And this is with Leonardo DiCaprio and Margaret Robbie. Wolf on Wall Street. Like I said, all these movies have an excellent aesthetic to it. Like a very, very dreamy feel. I would probably even add, this is an honorable mention, this is the Great Gatsby. That's a good one. But I wouldn't add this in my list. Like I said, that's just an honorable mention. Wolf on Wall Street, I vouch for. One of my favorite movies of all time. I even bought that on the PlayStation store. And I don't own a PlayStation anymore. That's 2 years ago. So, I don't know if it's still there or not. It may be deleted. So that's Wolf on Wall Street. I highly recommend. The next one is American Psycho. I love the cinematics and the storyline and the. You should see all these birds. I can't even. Whatever. But American Psycho. I forget when. I think that's a '90s movie. That's a cult classic of everybody's now. And I don't remember that movie, but every time I think of it, every time I think about it, it's like a dreamy, trippy feel. Okay. So that was American Psycho. With I think that was is that Christian Bale. Also with Wolf on Wall Street, that's Matthew McConaughey too. That was the you know, blah blah blah. All right, so that's American Psycho. The next one is The Devil's Rejects. That was in 2000, maybe 12, 13, 14. I don't know. That's The Devil's Rejects. That's a movie. The next one is Chainsaw Massacre, specifically the 2003 one. But I'll even add the 1974, or is it 1997? I mean, is it 1979 or 74? But the main one is the 2003 one, specifically. I remember seeing that over my homie's house. That was I was in middle school. And shout out him, he's in the military now. He's in the Marines, Dominique. So, Chainsaw Massacre 2003. The next one is by the WWE superstar Kane, is See No Evil, and that was in 2006. That's that movie. The way they had the animation, well, not animation, but the cinematics and the pictures of it, the graphics. I like how they did it. The See No Evil 2006 with Kane. The next one is a video game from PlayStation. It's called Manhunt, and specifically the first one. The next one is Boogeyman 2005. I first seen that on I didn't mean to say but I seen that on the channel Sci-Fi. I don't know if that channel is around anymore, but I seen that on cable, and I like the aesthetic of it. But that's a very, very scary movie, though. I think I added that in my most horrific scary movies of all time. Because that introduced me to those parasites called maggots. And I don't want to spoil the movie. I don't want to get graphic and all that. But that shocked me. That traumatized me. And I can't stand to look at maggots and all that. I'll still deal with them, of course. But I immediately think Boogeyman 2005. And once you see it, you'll be that way too, which is a black pill, Cognitive Hazard. A great movie though, great movie. So the next one is Drive Through. That's a sci-fi, oh, not sci-fi. Well, I guess you could call it sci-fi, but it's a horror movie. It's called Drive Through. That's with the clown serial killer. So that's Drive Through 2004, I believe. Yeah, Drive Through 2004. And like I see, you could Google all these yourself. I don't want to spoil it. Okay. And another excellent movie is Hell or High Water. Real one's probably seen that movie. It's an excellent movie. I got that from Redbox for $1. And if you had like a DVD player or whatever, you can purchase for $1. You can purchase it for $1, and it'll be the whole movie. Legal too. No piracy over here. So that's Hell or High Water. The next one is, I love this movie so much. It's The Wild Thornberrys. The movie, specifically the movie from 2002. Not all of them, just the first one, which is the 2002 version. And that's Thornberrys. I think they're from Australia. That's Thornberrys. Thornberrys. They're either from Australia or from Britain or somewhere. The United Kingdom. So the next one is specifically a video game. Is Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. And that's from 2002 as well. And that's only that one. And I believe that was on GameCube. And that's Spyro, Spyro, and that's Enter the Dragonfly. And that's specifically on GameCube. I love the graphics of it. Not the storyline and all that, but I like the graphics and how you can just maneuver around that map. I like the aesthetics of it. Like if you don't feel like playing a video game, you could just mindlessly just do that, like Minecraft, except you don't build anything. Oh yeah, the Spiral Into the Dragonfly from 2002. You can Google that and go to images and all that. That was a Red Robin. Okay. And I swear I didn't know we had these around here in Maryland. We have all these animals. I seen a peacock at a cemetery. I saw a crane at the National Harbor while I was walking the trail. Seen turtles. And I got some of that stuff on camera too. If you look at my old videos of me doing my daily walks and my vacations, my mini vacations. And I would even consider stuff like this a mini vacation. You see, I'm just chilling, you know, just reading, reminiscing. Beautiful day. It's smoke still out here, but it's not too crazy. Okay, so I'm almost done. I have about maybe 15 more. So we're at Spiral Into the Dragonfly. That's 2002. And this is another excellent one that has that same aesthetic in the video games animation. This is Mario 64 from 1996 Nintendo. So you can Google that. Everybody will see what I mean. It's so cool. It's like it's a totally different astral plane, if you will. Like I said, that's when they were just starting with video games. Introducing, like, these were considered expensive video games at the time. Like, a lot of people couldn't afford this stuff, you know, including myself. I was a kid, first of all, and I would only get my stuff on Christmas, holidays, and I didn't get good grades in school. So, it would just be very, very seldom. But I loved it like that, though. It made me to appreciate the video games I had. I had Rock Band, Guitar Hero, all these games that I'm talking about right here. So, we're at Mario 64 specifically, and that's on GameCube or Nintendo 64, I believe, which is why it's called Mario 64. It was aired on Nintendo 64. It was aired on Nintendo 64, the console. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but I think that's an owl in the background. So that's Mario 64, 1996 Nintendo. The next one is another video game, Mario, which is Mario Galaxy, the first one specifically, and that's in 2007. The next one is Deltarune, which is a PC game, but I think they added it on console now. But you could check it out on YouTube. I've seen it on YouTube from the homie Etika, RP him. He played this one and the one I'm about to mention right now, which is called Doki Doki's Literature Club. So these were one of the first games I've seen. I was like in that type of aesthetic of 2D, and it actually like breaks that fourth wall, if y'all know what I mean. It like has that self-awareness that it knows that it has that self-awareness that it knows that it's a video game, so it like interacts with your computer. It would be like, hello canard economy. It would be like, hey, how does it know that, and I didn't type it in, type shit. And if you go to the video game, you'll know what I'm talking about. So that's Deltarune, and they have different ones. It's a series, so you can check all of them out, but specifically the first one. So that's Deltarune. That's Deltarune, Deltarune. The next one, like I said, is Doki Doki's Literature Club, which is Doki Literature Club. Doki Doki's Literature Club. And once again, for the best experience, if you want to see it, it's on the homie's Etika's channel, but it's not on his specific channel because it's deleted now because he's no longer here. But you could check out clips. If you really search through my page, you can find it. So, and once again, that's part of my economy, Because don't forget, I'm doing this to make money, to be compensated. Can't give y'all all the drip. So, like I said, that's Deltarune, Doki Doki's Literature Club. The next one is a movie that my grandmother showed me, believe it or not, from Trinidad, DC. She's still alive, by the way. Love her so much. The movie is called Carrie, and this is from 1976. I seen this at her house at probably like late middle school, probably like 8th grade, 7th grade, I guess. That's middle school, but like whatever. That's Carrie, 1976, a horrifying movie. Seen that in Titanic, but specifically Carrie, 1976, because of that cinematic graphic. Yes. So this one is a video game called Dishwasher, and this is specifically on Xbox Live Arcade, and I don't think they have that anymore on Xbox. So you probably have to search that up on YouTube or go on. I just checked on Google. It's just on there. You can see the images, but to really get that feel, you can play the video game if you buy Xbox 360. Or if you hold on for a while, I'll buy Xbox 360 and I'll try to stream it. So that's Dishwasher. That's Dead Samurai. Dishwasher Dead Samurai. That's the first one. But specifically, I'm vouching for Dishwasher Vampire Smile, because that's the one I played, the first one. That's the first time I played it, which was the second one. That's what I meant to say. The Dishwasher Vampire Smile. Check that one out. It's like a 2D style animation video game. That's when they had Microsoft points, and I would go to CVS, and I would pay $20 for that. I'm not gonna say the other thing because that's illegal. But all I'll say is I got banned from that CVS. I'm unbanned now, but you know, kid having fun. So that's Dishwasher Dead Samurai, Xbox Live 360 Arcade, and Dishwasher 2 Vampire Smile. The next one is Fly Me to the Moon by A24, and that was a fly in my hand. So that's I just said Fly Me to the Moon, and that just happened to be a fly on my thumb. So Fly Me to the Moon, A24, and that movie was made in 2024. I went to go see that at the AMC Theater in Rivertown. We thought it was going to be a conspiracy theory movie. It ended up being a love story. But it was still a great movie. I love the way they dressed. I love the budget that they had for it. They really invested in that movie. And they just made a movie, A24, The Backrooms. And I think that's a box office hit. I didn't go see it yet. So, like I said, but I vouch for this one specifically, Fly Me to the Moon. That's with Channing Tatum, I believe. So that's Fly Me to the Moon, A24 from 2024. And that's on all streaming platforms, I believe. Not on Netflix. Not on Netflix, I think. So, and the last two is Jimmy Neutron, specifically the movie. But you can add the 2 episodes of when they had the pizza face characters, that Halloween one, and some birds. Okay, yeah. Okay, so just those, specifically those 2. The Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius 2001 movie. So that's Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, the movie, and that was specifically from 2001. The movie. It has such a weird vibe to it. I don't really remember it, but in my head I could envision it. Because it's been so long ago. I don't even know if you could find that movie. It's not on streaming platforms, I don't think. Like I said, these are all from me, like that I've seen personally. So that's Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius 2001. And you can check it on YouTube, more than likely, for both of these. And that's the Halloween episode with the ghoul. You remember when he was in the amusement park and he dressed up as the ghoul, and I believe that was the same episode of the pizza face people, like when they started eating each other and everything. Okay, so that was all of them. I don't know how many that was, but you can check it out. Like I said, I read all of them. All in nature. During the wildfire. Really went on. Like I said, this is all by me. And like I said, you can Google every single one of these, and you can do your research. Alright. So this is part 2. You can check out the first one. And all that. So, and once again, today's Friday. Hopefully everybody's having an excellent weekend. And I'll keep posting. Y'all can check me out on Twitter. It's P_Cardi777. So that's P, lowercase p, I think, underscore KARTI 777. And you can Cash App me on $, like the dollar symbol, the mathematical dollar symbol, capital N. Here's the Red Robin. I'm trying not to. Hold on. To let y'all know I wasn't. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Hold on. Oh, let me. I don't know if y'all can see it. But yeah, this is $ Nunya 666. It's $, you know, the Cash App symbol to show it. But the actual name is capital NONYA 666, and it has the Pink Panther logo. So if I put y'all on to any cool movies, please invest in my channel. All proceeds will go to me getting a new cell phone. I want to get a new cell phone. I want to get an Xbox. I want to get a new TV. I used to have a 55-inch TV, but I sold it. And then I had another TV, then I sold it. You know, so I just had that small TV right now. So also, I owe my grandma $4,000, so I would like to pay her back. And that's why I have this YouTube channel called The Canard Economy. And I believe all these videos are worth something. So please continue to invest in me, and I'll keep posting these videos. Love y'all so much. I don't know what the next videos will be on. I seen my last video going up. I really appreciate y'all for that. So I'll keep being great. Like I said, all these are raw videos, natural, black pill. And I want to be as authentic as possible. You know. So, any questions or concerns, please leave them in the comments. Peace.